All right, so we jump back in for a bounce play. A little bit dangerous, but we looked at these liquidations in the bottom out looking for a quick bounce play. We skipped on this one. They're a little bit rougher to deal with. We're going to see if we're going to get out of this. We're trying to get a 519 bounce. We might not get it. I might need to take this off quick. This might totally tank, but you get a little bit of money out of this. Let's see how it pushes at the 20,400 mark. See what we get. If not, we keep our finger over the trigger here and lock in whatever measly gains we can get. We got a little 50x 0.006 going here, trying to offset this short we've been buried in forever and a day. We'd like to just see a wick push up here real quick, no matter how high it goes. 20%, not bad. 7's going to go to FISA, so not fantastic. Candle still forming, looking really good. 25 pushing, 21 on spot, 16 spot, 23 spot, 24 spot, 21 spot, 26 spot. So 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Sometimes 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. It's slow grinding. We need to keep our finger on the trigger here real close, though. I almost don't even like what it's looking like. You're at the spot of getting a fat blast or getting a lot of nothing. So 42, 43, 46, 45, 42, 43, 45, 45, 45, 47, 48. Super slow grind. We only need, what, 50 more, 60 more dollars or so to get to our target. 5 might be detrimental. So we got 30%, 7% in fees. Can't be greedy with that. 66, 70. I think we're going to try to take this off right at a 500. You know, let's take it out right now. Wear this out. No problem. What did we end up with? And who cares where it ramps to from here? 77, 72, 69. So we got a 23% trade there. It was like, I don't know. Was it a 5-minute trade? Less than that? Something like that. We just took the bounce play. So that was the kind of thing we took. So now it's starting to tank back a little bit. 56, 55, 54. What did we get out at on market? 59. So, we did pretty decent. What's the high there? 72. What did we take off in this candle? Probably. Guess we took off into this one. So we took it off into strength. You see us tanking now down to 414, 413. That play's done. It may stall here and bounce again. I might go for some more at some point, but for right now, no big deal. So let's see. Now we got 0.86 on the wallet. I think we had 0.85 a minute ago. So let's see. What did we get? Yeah, we got 1.4. So just keep chipping away at it a little bit. It's not like big money or anything, but I'm trying to offset this potential loss over here of this BTC down that I got caught in before that news came out, which I was really happy with the trade. And the news came out and really messed my life up. So I've lost, all the potential fantastic trades I could have took on the pullbacks, all these times. I could have took it off. It's pulled back so many times. I would have made back way more than the actual loss. But there was no guarantee of how it was going to play out. Anyway, so I just wanted to grab that next trade and show you. It looks like this might stall and ramp up some more. Who knows? If it gets up to like 720 or so, we might be interested in grabbing one more on this guy. So I looked all over this exchange. So I've got this other exchange that I kind of, try out these different little exchanges. And this one has slightly better, overall, like it's a little bit nicer with the isolated and the cross. There's a little bit better going on. But they don't even have a way to see like how much profits you've made recently or ever. Like there's no box. I guess devoid of those tools. It also doesn't have a countdown timer. The other one has a countdown timer. So this one's also got like drawing tools. This one has, it does have drawing tools, but this one's got like a countdown timer. And it's got loss cut. It's just a little bit different in the way that it's, used. However, when I hit market on here, I generally get a pretty clean fill, pretty close to whatever I see at the prices. This exchange over here, that doesn't always happen. I mean, sometimes it's real crisp, and sometimes I've been filled, like $60 away, and I was almost liquidated, from like entries. So it's hard to say, like they're claiming they got 12 exchanges worth of liquidity. And you sometimes get these crazy, I mean, it's like 384, 385. If you hit market right now, even though it's 385 and 385, you'd probably get like an $8, $9 underfill. Like, it's kind of bad. So, and it's hard to use limit because they just kind of bounce around and hit your order because you have no idea, what this feed is from. Like, it's just there. It's just flashy lights and goes super fast. And then you look at something like BitMEX, who's a big leader, and here's their books. I mean, they're barely moving. So, you know, who who really knows? Let's look at these candle formations one more time. So let's pop through our 6 hour. It wasn't looking too good. Last video we had, it was looking a little sickly. You know, there was this tightening up range. Wasn't fantastic by any means. And this was real tight candle prior, and it could have broke either way, realistically. And it just broke to the down. They just liquidated, you know, a little bit of monies. The 1 hour was kind of looking like that, and it was just, you know, rough looking. So we got lucky. It broke to the downside. We happened to be sitting here waiting for a trade when it happened. We were able to get a little bit of money. It went a lot further than we thought. The last live, we took off at 509. We clearly could have got a lot more, but you know, I like to make good trades, and waiting out for a little more profits isn't the way that I trade. It's not really what I want to do. I want to wait for really good setups and take off into strength personally. Like, that's just how I do what I do. And it doesn't always work out. Sometimes I, you know, get hammered. But we're going to keep on this little trade adventure. Appreciate you watching, checking things out. This is where I look at walls. High yellow is the thickest walls. Blue is the lightest. So in order of strength, like, they're starting to tighten up walls here up to the 180s. And then overhead, they pulled that wall because it never got tapped, so they pulled stuff away and they moved it up. So they've probably got the impression, you know, if you're like an order flow wall type trader, you know, that kind of thing, support and res, the over-unders are 594 and 181, and they're moving the lower walls up and moving the upper walls up. So it almost looks like they're trying to push it. We'll see. I just glanced at that. Also over here, what am I looking at? Tensor. So there's a lot more, but obviously this is anything over 1 BTC. You can see, like, in the last, you know, after that dip, is just massive buying for the last 10 minutes. That's kind of what did it. So we'll see if it wears out or if it, you know, platforms. That's why we took it off, because this could, you know, like hit a downtrend, like a real stiff, like it did, a real stiff sell-off. And then as they start covering, it can see these little, like, kind of looks like it hits like a wall, like when the waves break and it hits like a break wall. It goes, and it just kind of like rolls over the top of the break wall. Like, this was the break wall. This is like the sea spray. And then from here, it can, you know, find legs and grind some more, or it could just find no more interest and it could just sell back off. So in something like that, I want to go ahead and take my gains and not sit around, because I had gains and I want to have a good trade. So if it does this and it starts to break up, like, I'm interested in a second trade. If it starts to do this, like it looks like it's starting to form another down, I mean, I'm interested in being out of a trade and able to get into another one and not lose my gains. That's just kind of what I'm doing. So I'll probably kill this video, go get something to eat. I just wanted to jump back on that continuation as I grabbed one more trade. It finally gave me an opportunity to show, like, a quick trade, as the other ones have been just absolutely buried. Like, I've been stuck in this trade since, you know, the 23rd, and it's 3, 4, 5, 26, 27, so 4 days. And I've only got a max of 10 to get out. And it's unfortunate because it's cost me all kinds of other trade on this side. And that's exactly why I have this other exchange open, because I'm getting stuck in one side trades and I was a little bit bored. I felt like really left out. So I wanted to make sure that even if I only got to play like a little small wallet, I did start the day with like 0.0024, and now it's like 0.006. So it's you know, while that's not any kind of amount of money, it's still consistently good trading, and I've been having a good time. I could have went to the movies today, but you know, I turned $20 into $120, something like that, and I've had a really good time. So thanks for watching. I'm going to go ahead and kill this, let this set back up, and I might just pop back on with another one now that I'm starting to figure out these streaming tools. Thanks. Remember, not an investment advisor, not financial advice. I'm not a professional trader. I don't have a Series 7 or anything else. I'm just a dude on the internet having a really good time. These are my trade logs. These are my videos to go back and look at as I talk through my process, because once I get away from the screen, like, my brain kind of blanks out and I'm like, yeah, why did I take that trade? What was I looking at? And I possibly can remember it differently than if I'm just sitting here, you know, talk. Then I actually have something to go back and look at and be like, oh yeah, that's why I was looking at that. So this mistake here that I made, that I'm in this trade, I talked through it so I can go back and watch the video and I know exactly what I was doing when I got in it. It was prior to news. Like, I don't feel bad about the trade. I didn't make a bad trade. I just got caught in news. Again, not an excuse, but something like that I couldn't really do anything about. So The best I could do from that point is just use my skill set and manage the shit out of the trade, and then make a decision of where a proper cut loss is. I talked about one of the other videos where my cut loss was, and I said I wasn't interested in maybe hitting it one more time. If I hit it one more time, I'm just going to go ahead and take it off at 0.3, and I'll just have to grind it back out. That's all my gains for the month, plus a little bit, and that's kind of sucky, but it's better to stay in the game than to get buried and keep digging your feet in. At this point at 0.15, it's probably worth taking off. That leaves me a little bit of gains for the last 30 days and keeps me in the game. That's probably good trading. It looks really, really rough though, and I was already willing to take it off at like 0.22. So I am willing to let it develop a little bit more because I have time. I would like to see how the 20 test goes, and if this just ramps right back up to like 2.2, like I'm still okay with it. I think it's a good trade either way. Either way, my account's not blown up. We're still in the game, still a good trade journey, and there'll be a lot more trading to come. It's just, that's the nature of the game. Sometimes you miss one. So thanks for watching.